Good evening, everyone. So happy to be here this evening with you all. My name is Tawana Rivers. This is the 10K Project, and we are here for another Bet on Black pitch with another amazing Black founder doing wonderful, wonderful things. Tonight's founder is very special to me because tonight's founder is Mr. Larry Mickens. He is a 10K Project member. And so it's always wonderful when we invite new founders to the community that are raising capital. That's always a wonderful thing to be a part of their journey. But to have one of our very own founders who has developed his company and now is ready to accept the responsibility of capital raising and to come right here to his community and raise capital means the world to me. And it's so very special. Larry has been to almost all of these pitches, right? And so he knows what to expect. He knows what it takes to be up here. He's an investor, so he understands the responsibility of that. And so, Larry, I am just so happy to have you here among family and to tell us about your project. For those of you who may remember, I've been talking about Larry. I bring up Larry every so often because I'm so excited about what he's done. So if you guys remember, probably it was about a year ago, I was like, yo, dude has like this amazing product and all he has to do is manufacture it. And like he needs money to manufacture it. And like, this cannot be a project that doesn't see the light of day. He's been working on this for a long time. Like he's gonna tell you all of that, right? But I remember telling you guys, like, we got to figure this thing out, people. Like, we got to help these Black founders get the visibility they need and get the access that they need because this money thing is holding them back, right? And so I am so glad, Larry, that you're here. I cannot wait to hear about your journey and your story. Obviously, I'll start by bringing up your campaign page so that everybody can see what it is that you're doing. So let me hit share. The name of the company is Over the Top Ladder. And Larry called me when we first started talking. He called me at a time that I was looking for. It's so funny sometimes how I get in contact, how founders and I talk when something relevant has happened in my life. But I just redone my laundry room. And I was looking for a step ladder because we didn't have, the house doesn't have a lot of storage. So right. So we had to have like really high cabinets and I'm not that tall, right? And so I was looking for the perfect step ladder. And so when Larry was talking to me, it was right when I had like come back from Home Depot and had experienced a million ladders that didn't work, right? And so as he was talking about all the problems with ladders in real time, I was like, oh my God, yes, because we saw one that did that, or we saw one that, and so it was this amazing conversation about ladders. Yep. And I was just kind of like, what is happening here? But the fact that I could relate and understood some of the problems that he was solving because I just was shopping for the perfect ladder, mind you, I never found. I ended up getting one, but it still don't really work because I still kind of reach unsafely. I still have to reach while I'm standing on the top step. So that's not very safe. So Larry, I need this. I need this in production. I gotta have it. Don't bring it. So guys, this campaign is on Netcapital. We don't come to Netcapital very often. And so I want to spend a little bit of time here. And so this campaign minimum is $99.54. We focus on telling you what the minimum is, but obviously the focus shouldn't necessarily be you investing the minimum. This is a priced round. The unit price is 63 cents per share. This campaign is brand new. When I tell you family came and hooked up family, Larry came to us first. And so the campaign has only raised to date a little over $2,000 because the campaign just went live. The company is valued at a little over the $5 million mark. And there's a wonderful video here where you can see the product. Again, I always tell you guys, please, please, please look at the entire campaign page. There's some really good information here explaining the problem that the ladder solves. And you'll really get to see some good imagery here and learn a little bit more about the company and about Larry and Terry. Terry's in the background today, but you better believe she got her man back there. So
front, the back, the side, and all.
That's it. That's what's up, Larry. Larry also has built a good team of engineers as well that are helping him. So I will stop sharing and then I will turn it over to Mr. Mickens. All right, sir. The floor is yours.
All right. Okay. Screen yet?
Yes, I can see it.
Just do a little cleaning up here. All right. So you can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. I'm going to let my executive producer go right now. All right. All right. I just want to first say I want to thank Tawana and the 10K family for having me, and along with the distinguished group of investors that's here this evening. It's my privilege to be here in front of you to present what I feel is one of the major disruptors coming to market. We are in a ladder game. This is what we do. This is where we are, and we want to take a little journey uh, explaining out, why we are getting ready, to literally shock the world, as Muhammad Ali said, back in the day. Um, Over the top ladder is a disruptor, and they know we're here. And I will get into more of that as I share, because you'll know what I'm talking about. And I just want to give you a little insight to me. From a very young age, I've always had to create my own fun. Always had to create, little things in order for me to get things done along the way, it being, games, or, when I out there in the work world, or when I was out there trying to be, entrepreneur and didn't really know what an entrepreneur was, right? So, and when you're poor, what I mean, and you didn't have any money, just because you didn't have money, I always was rich in my mind, just like the kids in my neighborhood, along with myself, we always was creating things for ourselves, from making kites, and I'm quite sure people can relate to that, little things they had to do, we used to do strange things. I'm a country boy. I lived in Goldsboro, North Carolina. And so like I said, we used to do all kinds of crazy things. Like I say, we used to get I don't know if anybody know what June bugs are, but we used to get string and tied to their legs and watch them fly off into the distance. Lightning bugs, put them all in a jar. Make air pockets where they can breathe and get as many as we can and create lights while we was walking out in the woods. Um, you know, uh, and it just little things like that. But also, we always built things like say, um, when we were young. And like I said, we went downtown one time and attended a go-kart competition. And we said, wow, you know what I mean? How do they do that? You know what I mean? So we went down and checked it out. And then, like I say, and all the guys in the neighborhood, we was down there looking, and we would go, we said, Dad, all these people in this, got these go-karts, they don't look like me, and I said, and we was all talking, said, man, we're gonna go back and let's see can we build one. And what we did, we started taking wheels off of wagons and getting wood and creating a steering wheel and a brake paddle and all this stuff like that. And like I said, the next year when the competition came back around, we was in that competition. We went back, we put all our heads together, we built several models until we came up with one that we felt that was ready to compete on that, in that competition. we've created a lot. So, that being said, sometimes, some things, they always stared, for me to create, and, but it was, me cleaning my SUV, that helped me create the product, the over the top ladder. And that's how, I came up with, I was out cleaning my SUV one Saturday morning, and I was standing in the door jam, and I just threw a soapy rag on top of the car, and the soap went, everywhere, and it hit in the. So I went and jumped on my door jam, and as I jumped on my door jam, and I was cleaning, my foot slipped, and I hit my chin on the top side of my vehicle. And as I stood back, and as I was spitting out blood, and naturally I saw stars, and this kind of like almost like a rainbow type thing came in my vision, and I saw something that that came off of my car in my head, and I said, "Oh wow!" I said, "There got to be something that's out there for me to be able to do this," because I just saw a comment earlier about the young lady, I think it said that that this is a product they can use because they're vertically challenged. I am too. I'm only 5'8". You know, that is one of the things that I said, wow, there got to be something out there. So I went inside, after I finished cleaning my car, and I said, let me start looking. And first, before I even went and did that, so I wouldn't forget what I was doing, was that, I went in and drew a little sketch that I saw in my vision, that bow, that rainbow that I saw coming off my car. And then, when that finished, had to do, then I came back inside, did whatever research I did, and I couldn't find anything. I started writing and started saying, I know there got to be something still out here. But I kept writing and kept figuring out that this is the way I wanted if I was to have something like that, to be able to do. So I kept on and doing that, So, that's how I stumbled upon this ladder, as you see in this illustration on in the picture on the side right there. This has been a journey, and I can, we'll go into that more. But that's the way I created, came up with the overtop ladder. Was an accident on a Saturday morning, cleaning my ride and hit my chin. So, like I said, coming out of 9/11, everything was, people was talking about, you know, make, do build from, made in America. You always see people talking about you got to, after the 9/11, how that did everybody, how it affected everyone, and how people, everybody probably knows somebody in New York that probably was affected some way or form or fashion, but we all were affected. So once I found out and that there was nothing that I could find that was what I saw in my mind and what I envisioned, I started, you know, uh, looking. Like I started, I started looking for where do I start? I didn't have a clue. So naturally, I had to start doing some research. So I started trying to find out. Okay, I'm gonna probably need a patent. So I started looking to try to find, a patent attorney. So I went on that journey. Then I said, okay, engineer. I got to find somebody to help me figure this thing out and bring it, to a physical form for me. Bring what's in my mind out and take it off that paper and put it in a physical form. And so the screen you see now, which one do you see now? Do you see my team?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. These are my ride or die. You know, like I said, after all my research, after all the thousands and thousands of dollars that I spent, um, you know, um, trying to find that engineer that was here in America, the manufacturer that was here in America, and you know, it didn't happen. Like I said, my wife was here. Like I said, I did find my patent attorney. Through someone that I, after spending a lot of money on people that I thought could help me, but didn't. But I did find my guy up in Pennsylvania through a friend, and I call him Mr. Magoo for people, anybody that knows about the cartoon way back in the day, Mr. Magoo. But he's a genius at what he does. And like I say, these are my two guys here, Sandra and Guru, that after like about 5 years of me going through trying to find an engineer here and spending money on guys from here to Taiwan. I ran into a gentleman at a car show in Dallas that was from India that took, after we started talking and had a conversation, we we left Dallas and we kept talking, kept the conversation going. So he went back to India and found these two guys for me. They're like my brothers because of what they've done for me. So this is my team that I have right now. So we're building it out as we go. And here's our next screen. It tells you what the over the top ladder. We feel that what we're going to do in this space. I got, up here saying, we got this revolution. You can see that bow shape of this ladder. Ladders have been the same since the inception. And, straight up and down for the ones that, and we are, now to clarify this, we are in the straight ladder market. We got a lot of different ladders out there, the step stools, the step ladders, we got the A-frame ladders, and we got the platform ladders. We're in the straight market game. And like I say, the ladders have been, like I say, from pretty much the inception, has been the same, straight up and down. And like I said, but this is what the disruptor is for this one, is what we found out over time, is that curve. Because with that curve and that ladder, as you ascend on that ladder, your weight is distributed towards pressing that ladder down on the ground and getting it grounded so that it can, make it sturdy for your hold on the ground. And like I say, and as you ascend, like I say, also, and your weight is distributed on it, that bow shape, I didn't know how, unique it was at the time until I talked with engineers and talked with people about, what it has done. And like I say that, and at the top, and you see that we have the tool tray and the holder and the soft rubber padding, it's pressing against whatever it's against. So it is giving us those two safety features. And so, there's more than two safety features, because you on that, when you're on that ladder, you feel a lot safer than you do on conventional ladder today. And people will find out as they use them. And also the accessibility. That accessibility on how we can utilize that ladder, moving around to different areas quickly, how we can sit there and adjust the heights to accommodate whatever surface or whatever structure we're against. That, and like I said, that quick moving to get it around, that there in itself speaks to, and like I say, the lightweightness of it, helps us to get it and do whatever it is we want to do, that we're dealing with the auto, with our cars or in our homes or anywhere it's being used. And one of the most distinguishing things about it, and how those two things I just explained out, and think about the vantage point, how it gets you up close and personal. And then, you feel that you are, you see things the way you haven't seen it on other structures, because it don't obstruct your view. It's like, you right over top of it, and it gives you that, that look of that you're looking for anywhere on any structure that you're on. And it gives you a clear sight of what you're working on and what you're doing, if that whatever it is recreational or some work task, and also you're dealing with that ease of use. Like I say, the lightweightness of it, the accessibility of it, of being able to move it around, to adjust it to different heights. It gives you that, that just that give you that feel that, you're not really working. You're just moving something around that's now has become a part of your that attachment to your body almost, and that you're just utilizing it to help you do the things that you want to do. And then, like I say, the biggest thing, well, not the biggest thing, is on one of the things that fits right into the rest of the things I just explained, is that the time that it saves. Any task that you've been doing, that you have been doing up to this point, you'll find that, and that you can look at my, and Tawana, like we've been talking about the website, we've been working day and night. We finally got the website back up because we made a lot of upgrades to it. And you'll see on the website about, the testimonials from people talking about how much time that it saves them. And that's big in anything that you're doing. If you want to, if you're doing it yourself or you got somebody doing something for you and somebody using it to get a task done, that's one thing they want to do. So, and I say, and with those things, and that creates those words, save, as you see on the screen, those are the safety features that we have presented in this product. Like I say, and one of the other big pieces about it that is portable, it's lightweight, and like I say, the compactness of it, you can store it anywhere. And if you can see, where you will see on one of my patents is that we put it on to where it's going to fit into vehicles. Uh, and the auto industry is something that we will be attacking on that. And as from a cosmetic feature, we want to make it aesthetically pleasing because, like I say, this is not being biased towards men or anything like that. But women love this product and colors. What we're going to be doing is anodizing this ladder. We was going to powder coat it, but powder coats chip. Anodize it's within the material itself, and we're going to make that, it's going to be just going to make it look really sleek. Like I say, the durability of it is going to be the ticket. That it's going to be for everyday users. And like I said, and I'm going to get into it. I didn't put it on one of the slides, but first responders love this. The military, they love this for some of those vehicles that they got to try to get into. And like I say, people that got airplanes, yachts, these are just some of the things that we are talking about. And we're not having got into the industrial part of it, where people out there building RVs and building these SUVs and building these other major vehicles as well as major structures. This design has created a new conversation out there in the ladder world. And I found out, just through, and I'll get into it a little bit later. I don't want to go ahead of myself, but it has started a conversation in the ladder world. And here, just giving some real world examples about what I've been using. These are just, and what I found out, like I said, you will see me and a couple of my relatives because I can easily, put them out of the way. But, with the ladders, when you let people start using ladders that hadn't been insured yet, you're liable, right? So, reason why you'll see me on all these clips is that, is because of liability purposes. But here I'm using the step stool to get to a vent in the house. And you can see my positioning on this step stool. And you can see this structure here that's in the way of that vent, right? And if you're working by yourself, or if you're a female or male, moving a couch, you can throw your back out. Or if you're like me, I'm older, so I ain't trying to get hurt, right? And so you don't want to be able to deal with that right there, but you still got to get this work done to change that filter out of that vent. Here is the over the top ladder doing that task. You can see my body posture when I was in there telling you about, and you can see that's a wood floor that it's on, and you can tell that the wood floors are shining, they slippery, but we got the right grips for it, and everything's fine there. But like I said, my weight distribution on it, top and bottom, have grounded that ladder in, and you can see one of the other big advantages is you can tell if I was given a test, because I was a substitute teacher at one time, what else do you see on this? I'm hands free. Like I said, I can use both of my hands. What I mean? I'm not standing up there worried about, me holding on to something while I'm using my other hand to do whatever task that I'm trying to pull off. This is, again, you can see the examples that I'm using here. These guys, these are real pictures of real people doing real jobs. And that you can see me over to the left as well. Like I said, I'm back in my mom's backyard painting her shed with my niece cheering me on. So like I said, but you can see the stress in these people's body, when they're using these products. Those are A-frame ladders. they're doing siding on the building. If they were doing siding, this building here has siding as well. But like I said, you can see me paint these panels and stuff like that, but you can see my positioning again. That curvature in that ladder creates that stance almost like you're standing on the ground. So this is one of the major things that, you know, you can see the differences of our product versus the products that's on the market now. I was at the National Harbor right outside of Washington, D.C., and ran up on these two young ladies. And they were low, you know, you can see what they're doing. They're putting their cargo bin, attaching it to the roof of their truck. Those young ladies, that young lady that's behind in the door right there, that's on the ground, before she opened up that tailgate, and I was walking towards them, I was a little bit distance away from them. And I was walking up towards them. That lady in the back, sitting on the, you know, in the black dress, lifted up her girlfriend off of that off the tailgate of their truck onto that roof after they had put that cargo bin on top of the roof, and it was, you know, unstable at the time. But you can see what people are going through to do the things that they love to do. These ladies were traveling from out of town. They had their luggage van that they had attached because the garage they went into was like that didn't clear going into the garage they was going into, so they had to take it off. So you can just see look at all the stress that you can tell that's going through of doing that task versus when you got the ladder, and you'll see it too demonstrated, as you've seen in the previous video, how the ladder, you know, over the top ladder is right up against your ride. And if they would have had my ladder, which I had it in the trunk of the car at the time, and I didn't know I was going to see these ladies, was that they could have slid that bin right up the side of that ladder in place, then got on the ladder, clamp that, use the screws that they were using to clamp that cargo bin down, saved them probably about an hour of what they were doing up there. And plus the biggest thing, not putting her in danger. She's definitely in harm's way because now she got to get down. So, so that right there, and like I say, and injury is always in play when you're doing stuff like this. So right here, this is a detail. Like I said, you can see this young man here on the right. Like I said, these are real life people doing real life tasks, and this is how they're doing them, as they see, because they don't have things to do it with. And now this is a detail shop that I went to, at the market shop that I would say, because this guy was doing a wrap on this truck, on this SUV. Look at him. Look at his posture. He don't seem to be worried at all. He's like I said, he's right there, in the morning. He was sitting there telling this guy right there, because I was taking a snapshots of him. He was saying, man, this is uneasy. Because I came back to get the ladder because he had already finished the job. But he was saying that the time that it saved him, the stuff that he would have to went through in order for him to do that wrap over the top of that truck, how much time it usually take him versus him having the over the top ladder, and what he was able to do with that ladder, the time that it saved, the awkwardness that he didn't have to deal with, and the stresses that he was putting his body through to try to get those done with the things that he was using. Like say he was using the A-frame ladder beforehand, and he was always leaning in. He was always concerned about scratching that person's car or damaging that person's car, or that ladder going one way or him going the other. There was always, but like I said, he said this here. Well, these are his words, and I like I said, third person. Sometimes you can take a word, for what it is. But he was just saying that he can't see himself doing that job anymore without this product because of what it has done for his life. He can see him doing this job for a lot more years because of this product and what it has helped him do, and the time that it saved, as well as him feeling safe doing what he's doing. And as you can see too, here, that's probably up there somewhere up in Massachusetts or New York somewhere with this gentleman, like I said, with this snow. And we know from people in the snow states, there are laws put in place that make you liable for flying snow or flying ice coming off your vehicles, or if you're on the highways and byways. and that, you know, and that you are liable for any damages or accidents that's caused by those things flying off of your vehicle. So again, you can see this gentleman standing off on the A-frame ladder, cleaning off all that snow. That's a lot of snow. But you can see me in the other frame of me cleaning off my truck. I stay in Maryland, so we get snow, and sometimes we get a lot more than sometimes, and sometimes we don't. But the time that it saves you, the position, like I say, the vantage point that you put you can see me, the vantage point that I have here on this ladder. I'm right up against the car. I got my the footing of this ladder is on the ground on snow. And I'm saying that by the weight distribution, have grounded that ladder into the ground, make it safe for me to be up on that ladder. And I clean that, what it used to do before I got the ladder, before I started having the prototypes. This used to take me probably about 45 minutes to do, where now it takes me probably all about 5 to 6, 7 minutes. So that there in itself is a major thing for me. Anyone else that's going to be doing the same thing with their vehicles. And now for the RV lovers, and Tawana, I know that you are a RV owner, I think you said, and maybe some other people here. But I was riding down the street, me and the wife, we was riding down the street, and we was going to a big box store, and these guys were in the parking lot. You can see them on this pickup truck doing repairs on this RV. This was their method, right? And you can see what's happening here. You know, it's self-explanatory. Like I say, you know, picture's worth 1,000 words. But like I say, you can see here too, and this is why the RV lovers love the over-the-top ladder. I've been to a couple RV shows up in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and have shown them, you know, these illustrations, these pictures, and they can't wait. And I got more conversation about that because it's going to get bigger than, you know, like I say, but like I said, some of the players in that space loves this product as well, very much so. But now we can get to now that you know you've seen a few of the uses, and there's just a few because, like I said, I spoke about about where just a couple of samples of where this ladder can be used at, but there's so many other applications where this ladder is going to be used at. And this ladder here, one thing that makes this unique versus the ladders that's on the market right now is that we're going to be going into spaces where other ladders can't. That's the auto industry, you know, the detailing, the car washes, all of those, the aftermarket, you know, all those things like that. And I don't know how many people know anything about SEMA. It's one of the biggest aftermarket shows it's giving in the world in Las Vegas every year. And but we're going to be going into this territory, and these numbers here reflect the market in the United States a year. $2.9 billion, you know, a year, with the, you know, with the strong market growth that's coming with a, you know, 6.1% compound annual growth rate, you know, and that's a forecast that they showed up to year 2030. And like I say, the factors in this is what I've already shown. Like I say, the things that they're looking for, and I found that in the ladder industry, they're looking for new product. They're looking for products that's going to be safer. They're going to, you know, they want to try to find some of these products that's not being sold in big box stores like we plan on doing. We plan on coming out and launching on the e-commerce space. They're looking at, you know, as you can see on the thing, is sustainable materials. You know, like I said, we're working with aluminum now, but they're coming out with some very lightweight materials that's coming to market that my guys in India are researching and have found a couple that we could very well be using outside of aluminum and fiberglass and carbon fiber, you know, and it's all about expense. So, and then like say the DIY wires, people, you know, outdoor men and women, campers, people that's kayaking, you know, skiing, you know, just all these things. And like I say, you know, these people that's doing their own repairs and things like that. People are trying to find the right product to do the job so they can save money, and the customization and versatility. Like I say, you know, when you got something tailored to getting the job done safer, you know, people will want to use it and want to get it. And then, like I say, you know, that versatility. I think I've shown that in the previous demonstrations about how versatile this product is going to be. So we are looking forward to making a major dent in these spaces. Um, right now, I have manufacturing in India. Uh, these are the two models that we're going to be coming out with initially. Our price points, like I say, you know, as far as production, this is like I say, based on 1,000 ladders being made. But those prices are going to come down as our numbers increase. So, and these are our price points that we feel that is very competitive to the market of the ladders that's out there now. Um, that we know that we're right there in a good spot of pricing on these products, especially the way they're going to be made. And like I say, you know, all our ladders are going to be made to gear at everyday users, like I say, military strength, first responder usage, and things like that, where these guys, when they go out there, these ladies go out there and start doing these jobs and having to use this equipment that they can't afford to have any slip ups or have something that's not working. So we're making a product that's gonna be durable and that can be used in some very rugged places, as well as, you know, the comforts of our homes and so forth. And like I say, in the other industries that we're going to be attacking. So we feel very good about those pricings. And this is just a little story that I want to get into um, about some people that we have had in our space that have made that have really, and I can put it in a plainer sense, tried to come on board through either buyouts or either partnerships that, you know, didn't work out because of they was trying to give the crumbs off the table. Like I say, the first company, and I've dealt with the other ladder makers too, and had conversations with them as well. But this company here, the first one I'm mentioning here, they wanted to buy out a few years ago, and they have a ladder that's in Sherman-Williams, the paint store. That they're the ladder that they have on the market now. My prototypes is built better than theirs. And he offered me a few $1 million for the ladder back then. I tried to partner with him because he was in the telescopic ladder market as well, but that didn't work out. But like I say, Little Giant, they sought me out. They, I met with the CEO and met with the director of marketing from Little Giant. They're based out there in Utah. But again, that didn't pan out because I felt they was trying to steal it for nothing. Um, Camping World, everybody know anything about Camping World, they control the accessory market in the RV space. They are huge. They sent for me. I went out to Bowling Green, Kentucky, met with their director of marketing and their senior vice president of acquisitions, and they wanted me to give up more. And like I said, I was learning all along. I'm telling you the truth about it, because this has all been a learning experience for me. So I didn't feel comfortable at giving them parts of the patents and things stuff that they wanted to take control of without me knowing what, in the end, what I was going to be getting. And this Inventel is in the direct retail TV space. I went up to Rockaway, New York, New Jersey. Had a meeting with them. Was going up there where I thought I was going up there to sign a long-term licensing agreement. But as I sat there in the room with the broker that was with me, and his person from international sales and the domestic sales and his attorney, he came in. The CEO came into the room with his checkbook and offered me some money to get out of the way. And I felt that the money that he was offering and what he said that he was going to be making off of the ladder in the first year was an insult to what he offered me to take my patents, copyright, trademarks, and all of that. So these are some of the people that have had hard deals on the table that I'm going to circle back around as time goes, as they see us coming out and starting to take our place in this space because of the changing landscape of the ladder market. We're going to show that ours is more superior than theirs. And like I say, for Camping World, I'm going up to was it Elkhart, Indiana, where 85% of all the ladder RVs are made, and start having those conversations because they got plenty of storage up on the RVs for our ladders. So that would be an easy play once they see what we have that the people have seen already in the RV space. And here, again, I'm just demonstrating, that about our innovation. Like I say, ladders have been made the same way pretty much since the inception. That bow shape have created a lot of conversation out here amongst the people that are out here in this space. Outside of that, also end users that's looking to get one of these products in their homes, in their, for their vehicles or anywhere they're doing their business. I've even helped guys that came to my house to do work on my roof use my ladder to get their ladders off of their truck. So they saw the advantages of mine, to help them in that way. And like I say, we have, like I said, our strong intellectual properties. Like I said, we have 3 U.S. patents, which I'm planning to move out and get my, international patents as well. But right now we have 3 strong U.S. patents, 2 utility and 1 designer. And that and we are very good shape there, because another thing I didn't say about one of those potential suitors said that, when I went to meet him down at American University after he enrolled his daughter in school, he said, I was going to steal your patent until I saw your second. So that could tell you about kind of the people that seems to be so intimidated by this product, because he know that when this come out, that it's going to be proven that we're going to knock into his space. So these are some of the things I'm saying. I've got a lot of stories, but we don't have enough time. But like I said, like I said, I have real working prototypes. They all been tested. We went to one of the testing institutes and had that tested. And also when we started out, when I went to India, I've been to India a couple times to see what my manufacturing is getting done. And right before the pandemic, I went over to right before the pandemic, I was going back over to set up manufacturing for myself, because of I had located a building. We'd already priced out the equipment that we were going to use and how many ladders that we could probably make within, that we're doing it manually. And then once we raise enough capital, that we were going to be looking at going automated. So, those things were all in play before the pandemic. And like I said, we've already, our testing have shown that we have exceeded the ANSI and OSHA standards as far as what they require in this space. And like I say, the trends, that's out there, like I say, the people that are looking for this, for something different than what's on the market now, we are tailor-made for us to come out into the market now, because someone is looking for something different than what they're using now. And if I can just say this, if we're trying to make, and we will make the over-the-top ladder a lifestyle. We want to make it look, just like Yeti or Stanley Cups. Like we want to brand it to where it's going to be part of like a lifestyle for people, instead of it being just a working tool. and said some of the things that I've just mentioned earlier about, people that usually go, like I said, kayakers, skiers, RV users, the people that go out and do camping and all the stuff like that. They always taking things with them that they can't fit into their cars, or in their trucks. So this is the answer for them, so we are aligned with the with things to come and what people are going to be looking for as far as the new wave of ladders. Because like I said, we've created a new generation of ladders. And so like I said, we have had enough conversations. Like I said, I just mentioned 4, but I've had conversations with Werner, Louisville, I've had conversations with other RV makers. Like I said, I've had conversations with the military. I've went and demonstrated for, not like I said, I stay in Maryland and PG County. I went and met with the fire chief at the time and some of his firefighters at one of the engine houses. And we went and demonstrated out there for them, and the guys, the firefighters, the men and women that were firefighters, they had an opportunity to use it, and they were giving comments and saying that, our ladder, because, they don't have any ladders that collapse down. They were saying, this is just some of the comments that they were making about that our ladder would help them get into these tight spots to go in, and, with the collapsibility that we have, they can go into these tight spots, extend it out, do what they have to do, extend it down and get out. Whereas now all their ladders are either, they straight up and down, and like say, and the shortest ones that they got is probably about 14 feet, and it make it difficult to maneuver through doors and structures and things like that, upstairs and downstairs and stuff where they're tight spots. So that is a major space that we are looking to penetrate, because we feel that, especially first responders saying how much it can help them, and then like say, the military with all the major big equipment that they have, it's a no-brainer. And like I said, I've had these conversations, but like I said again, that this is why I'm here tonight, to speak on why it's important that we get this product to market, because we know that we have teeth, and they know we're here, and they know that. And again, and I can just go off conversation again, but another one of the suitors that I mentioned, he said, you'll never get this out here because it's too expensive. He's these are that stuff that people have said to my face, because they know, and they like I said, I don't know, I don't want to put anything else into play, but like I said, they know the space. And plus too, I found out this is a very tight knit community. And I've talked to people within the American Ladder Institute, and they are very tight-lipped about. And like I said, these numbers, like I said, I just showed you some of the numbers that was in the United States, but just imagine in the ladder market how much money that these ladders, people are buying ladders all the time if they can use them or not. Like Tawana was saying a little bit earlier, she needed something, so she probably had to go and settle for something that was less suitable than what she wanted, but still she had to get that task done. So she was trying to find and figure out what it is, and that's so many of our stories, So we feel that the over-the-top ladder is going to be the answer for a lot of people, and like I say, it's going to be a disruptor out here in this ladder game, because I've had enough conversations, enough meetings to know with the people in the space that they fear this ladder coming to market. In a sense, I would say they and they're going to figure out as we get down the road about, either they're going to have to come in, or they know that they're going to have to get out of the way. So I know I've done a lot of talking. I probably sound like I was all over the place, but I just want to say, that I'm geared, I'm ready. Like I said, I'm like overly excited about what the potential is for this product, because I've seen enough people use it. I've let enough people use it, and I've been to a lot of trade shows. I've been, talked to a lot of people, and I can't say that I ran into anyone that said that they wouldn't use it, or they wouldn't buy it, or they didn't need it, because of what it was going to do for them and the things that they do. So I know, like I said, and like Tawana said a little bit earlier, my biggest Achilles heel is finance, because it is expensive to bring ladders out here, to bring the ladders to the market. And I've got pricing from China. China just coming off of their Chinese New Year today. Matter of fact, it's like the end today, I think, which they're ahead of us, which is now 21st over there. But I got pricing and everything from China to Cambodia to Vietnam to India. And, the ideal place would be Mexico, but, they have their challenges too right now. But like I said, we are ready. We're locked and loaded, and we're ready to go out and see what we're going to do, because once they see us and they know we already out here and they know we're coming, we're going to make some major strides out here. And like I say, we're going to make it sexy, and we're going to make like I said, we can make a lot of money out here on this product, and you don't have to sell a lot of them if you do the price points that I got. Just start doing some numbers in your head, or just do it on your calculator. With the numbers, they sold 4.6 million straight ladders here in the United States last year is their number, but I think it's more than that. So do the numbers, and we just get a market share of that, just 100,000 ladders. I feel like we can do in 1 full year sales if everything is set up and on the line right, and then we're going to take off from there. So thank you. Like I said, that's the end of my presentation. All I said, I'm ready for any Q&A that you have, if you have any at all, and that and we can go from there.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Larry. You can stop sharing your screen. I just want to say, for those of you in Facebook, I'm so glad that you joined us. But if you are not here in the Zoom, when I tell you this chat was on fire while Larry was talking, like they love it. Larry, I don't know if you were able to see everything because you were so focused, but
right.
I mean, people are saying this is great. If the military and airplane companies, as well as yacht companies, would love this. Pamela said, amazing. Sharnetta said she's a physical therapist. She says she loves the ergonomics of the ladder. It's a brilliant design. Mark said, awesome. You perfected the perfect ladder. Just like they are loving this. Job well done. U-Haul would love to buy these all day long, people are saying. Truckers would love this. It's a game changer. Edward said, this is big time. Jackie said, yes, in the e-commerce space, this would be huge. Kenneth said, this would be a great licensing deal. Like they love this. I almost got emotional. I was like, okay, settle down, Tawana. But because this is how I felt. After I talked to you that day, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And the people agree. So thank you guys for sharing all of those comments.
I appreciate it. Thank you so
chat.
much. Yeah,
Wonderful.
And I didn't touch on everything. I know it just, time for time's sake, but y'all touched on some of the very things that I've seen and I've heard. And like I say, and like I said, another thing, another tidbit, like I said, I'm not the first Black ladder maker that ever has been, but I'm the only Black ladder maker now. They've been two brothers that have made fire escape type ladders in the 1800s. So we've always been an inventive people, because we always figured out ways to make things happen. And like I say, if you can look in yourself and do your research yourself and find that, so many major things in our society has been created by us and still being created, that's still being in use, it's still in use. And there have been a lot of inventors, male and female, that has created products that they never got awarded for. They never got the rewards from it because people have waited them out, exhausted them financially so that they couldn't keep up with the patents, keep paying on the extension for their patents and things like that. And I got stories that, like I post some of them on my Facebook. That's pretty much all I do, just telling about some of the stories of us in this space, inventor space, that we have come up with some very, very good products for society as a whole. And this is just par for the course for us. I would love to say that I'm a very unique person or whatever, but we are a unique people. Like I said, I go all the way back to the pyramid times and, all the other stuff, about stuff that we have done that have proved us, we prove ourselves time and time again, in creating stuff to help the world as a whole.
Well, you
So
did that. You definitely did that here. Thank you so much for your contribution as an inventor.
thank you.
I hate that you hit your chin that day, but I'm sure glad you did because it sounds like
Yeah,
you got a revelation.
yeah. Like I
So
said,
that is wonderful.
yeah, like I said, it was like I said, I always had that, thing about I was going to do so I didn't know it because I owned a car wash. I was a part owner of a car wash with my family in Philadelphia for a while. I've sold car care products, stuff like that. I always loved to clean my ride. I always like to keep it clean and stuff like that. So, I always did it. And, I've took the bumps and bruises that go along with it. And I'm quite sure everybody else has done the same if they out there cleaning their rides. And it's just like I say, I'm vertically challenged. So, plus, like I said, the big thing is that, we like I say, there's more vehicles are being sold now. People want bigger and better. They're not buying, they are buying a little sports car, whatever, but they got that big SUV, pickup. They putting those lifts on those trucks. Like I say, anybody that know anything about SEMA, go there and you can see that we can go there. Once I've been there a few times in Vegas, and like I said, once I'm becoming an exhibitor, and the people that I've already shown it to out there, they just win. So it's just a matter of us getting it out there, posting up at some of these trade shows. I want to do an infomercial, you know what I mean? And like I say, do the e-commerce thing. And also I want to put this out there. I'm looking for a social media whiz to go out there and pump content as we build out our team, especially as we do this e-commerce thing to get out on the market. And like I said, I've learned so much I didn't know about, import and export licensing and stuff you have. I got those things now. You know what I mean? I can ship from any dock around the world, and import to any dock that accept, goods and services from. My guys in India helped me do that. Get these things. I didn't know anything about that for containers. And I've like I said, I've made several models of this ladder before I got it to where it is now. Kept on playing with it, kept changing the design, the features of it and stuff like that. And this is the last thing I say, and then I take on anything that anybody wants to say, asked or whatever the case may be, is that I got we can just quickly show that, the tray of you full screen, but I didn't put it up. But like I said, that tray right there, it was I created that tray right there on it. But one of the first models I made, that tray was turned down. Like I said, it was already in place. So I looked at it from the shipping sense, when they started telling me about what it was going to containers, about what it was going to cost me and how many I can get in a container. So when that tray was flat in a 20-foot container, shipping container, I could get a 720 of those ladders in that 20-foot container. By me straightening out that tray, because I got little clamps on the bottom, but I can flip it down now. I can put the clamps that go right back up like it is now. I can get 940 in that same container.
Wow.
So that's a difference of you can see the difference of how many more I can get in one container that was going to cost me to, pretty much, and you have to think about all these things which I didn't ever think about before, but these are the things that you think about and you have to get done, as you get into this thing. And like I said, I've figured all these things out. Now all I have to do now is, like I say, the financing, where we pull this off, and we have shown that we can pull this off because we have the means. And like I said, there's a lot of money coming through our hands. I've spent a lot of my money. I could be in another zip code now. And I'm thankful that my wife is still with me because she believes in me like that. But I've spent a lot of our money getting it to this point. And
let's talk about getting it to the next point. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
So I know that when you and I first talked, I think it's over a year ago now. Since I just need $1 million to manufacture this thing. Is that still the magic number?
I feel that the number that that $1 million, like I said, what you see the complete raise on net capital is going to be after this first raise is like $1,250,000. I feel that with all the things that I want to get done, if I get that amount of money in, this will be on automatic pilot from there, because once the manufacturers see that I'm coming back and I will be able to get a substantial number made on parts of that money, which would be, probably about half of that money, would be, getting ladders made. The rest of it would be building out, the things that we're going to need in order to receive and ship those ladders out. And like I said, we got trade-free zones here. They got trade-free zones everywhere. You got where the pockets are in each whatever state, but where we get shipped in and stuff like that. So we got all that part figured out. But yeah, that number works because, like I said, we get that number in. I feel that everything, it's going to support itself.
Very good.
Yeah.
We've got another comment in Facebook from Cal Bryant. Cal said, I've been in the construction industry for 15 years, ran my own business for 7 years. This ladder is revolutionary. It is definitely a game changer, and the uses are endless. Cal also said, can't wait to hear the specifics and finances, but he's got my money.
Thank you so much. And like I say, man, this is it's already turned heads for the people that's out there in the ladder market, like I say, and the people that are out there like yourself and myself and stuff like that. The uses of it is unlimited. Like I said, I've been in places, like I said, that I see where it can be used, and they, where I've taken it at, and let people see, and they've seen the website, or they've seen, some of the demonstrations that have been done, and they say, man, when can we get it? These are industries that out there building these, like I say, those tractor trailers, out there building those RVs, out there building homes, out there building any structure that you want to say that's out there. Like I said, building these ships, building these yachts, building these, like I say, these ocean liners and things like that. They know they can use it. That's going to make their job easier in doing some of the tasks that they got to do. And like I say, that's what I think the biggest fear of some of these ladder makers now is because of like I say, the dynamics of it. That is the most unique piece, that boat. They can't do anything with that boat. That's me. That's us. That's what we're going to control. And like I say, and it has changed the ladder game.
And you protected it. I love that you protect. I love and hate at the same time that the guy said, I was going to steal this from you if I didn't see your second patent. Right. So of course I hate the arrogance in that, but I love that you protected yourself and that you protected this brand by covering everything that you needed to with those 3 patents. So let's talk a little bit about that, the protection that you've put behind this to ensure that nobody can just take it.
I have 23 claims on my ladder, from the locking pins to the pads to the adjustable footings. That bow shape is the key. You know what I mean? But the whole build of that, what of the 23 claims, I can't read them all out to you right now, but you can go and find my patents online and see that no one is going to be able to, like I say, and when I did that designer patent, that relates to prior art. That means that when you go out there and show something in a physical sense, is that it's protected on all those things that you have shown. And that there was, like say, the last layer that I needed outside of those utility patents that I have given it, like say, 2 layers, 3 layers of coverage that nobody's not going to be able to penetrate that. They're not going to be able to touch it. They're going to have to come and play. They're going to have to come and do something, like say, and I won't talk about, what, I know that the questions is probably going to come up. I mean, what's the exit strategy, things like that, but I won't get ahead. I'll wait till somebody asks it, and I won't, and I got an answer for that as
well. Okay, so let's jump right in. Jackie says, I like this idea. Are you planning on building a ladder larger than the 14-footer?
Great question, Jackie, because I can build up to 28 feet. And one thing, and like I said, and anybody that invested, they were a part of this next phase or whatever. I'm already working on new technology that nobody knows, nobody has, they don't have a clue what they get ready to get hit with. We get ready to do some things with this, 28 feet, you know what I mean, extending it up, and I'm going to shut my mouth because I don't want to, because words can sometimes give you hints to what, but yeah, we are already working on, like I said, yeah, I can build up to 28 feet, and we're going to make it easy for you to use, just like you was using the 8-footer. Because, like I say, you know, you people have struggles with extending out an 28-foot ladder and using what they got to do. So we are working on some advancements as we
Okay.
speak, and I'm telling you, it's exciting to me. Like I say, it keeps me up at night. It's not a bad thing because I'm so excited about the possibilities.
Nice. Kenneth said, has any venture capitalists approached you yet?
I have had a couple conversations with people that reached out and said, you know, what is it that you need? And I would ask, you know, let's have a further conversation. Let's see what you want, and let's continue from there. You know, but I have been approached. Like I said, I had a broker that has introduced me to, which he's no longer with me. You know, as far as that, because of some things that I felt that wasn't proper. But yeah, I'm talk to people in that space too.
Very,
And I
very.
know eventually that I know that down the road there's gonna come a time where, like I said, we expand too fast. You know what I mean? And more capital is going to be needed to do some of the things, the build outs from, you know, what we're asking. That's a compliment. And like I said, and also I can say this too. I've talked to some an investment group in Atlanta, a group of brothers that said that, you know, once we get it to a certain stage, come and have another conversation with me, because I don't want to be, you know, for lack of a better word, I don't want to make this into a, you know, because I want everybody to use the ladder. I want anybody to want to invest. But like I said, just like the sister said that owns Uncle Nearest, I want to keep this black owned. I want to keep this in, you know, where we're going to benefit from this. Um, just like other people get their things and their families benefit from it. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? I want my kids and my children's children and your children and your children's children to benefit from the means, the things, the money that's going to be made from this product. And like I said, this ladder gonna be here long after I'm gone,
Right.
right? And it's gonna long after we're gone. And these ladders are still making money for people that are gone, for their families. So, and the way, you know, the world is now, you know what I mean, we got to put our people in a better position to be able to survive in this society and the other societies, so that we don't always be suffering, that we always be, you know, got our hand out and talking about, you know, what we don't have and who ain't doing what for us. We can do it for ourselves. Just like several founders before me have said, you know, we are capable of this. Back in 1965, Malcolm X said, our growth, the money that black was coming through black people's hands was $20 billion. Now it's $1.3 trillion a year.
Wow.
And that's just money that's being, money that's made a lot, but that's the money that they can account for. So, it's time. It's time. It's time for
Past
us.
time. Yeah, it's
It's past
overtime.
time.
Yeah.
You said
Yeah.
it's past time. I should be 30 years younger and have this conversation.
Right. Right. But here we are, right?
Yeah, here we are, and
Here we
it's the
are.
right time. It's the
This
right
is the
time.
right time because it's now.
Mm-hmm.
And so let's talk about, what's needed from the community. We got more questions, but I want to talk about what's needed from the community because I really want this to be very clear.
Mm-hmm.
You have put all of the things in place. I mean, for you, so sometimes for founders, it comes down to like a lot of different things, right? But for you, it really is, I have this product. I know what it's supposed to look like already. We've perfected it already. I just need the money to reproduce it, right? A couple of thousand times, right? So that I can now sell it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to be clear
Mm-hmm.
on what we've just kind of talked about, all of
Right.
the uses of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of the industries that it can fit very nicely in, and make a difference in. And so you just need people to invest, right? Invest and to pre-order, right? Because it's not just invest. because I know, and Jackie, I think you asked in your question, where can you get it? Actually,
Yeah,
you can get it on Larry's website. He's taking
yeah,
pre-orders.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so Larry, we can talk about that too. It's the website is over the ladder,
No, over the top,
over the top
overthetopladder.com.
ladder.com.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all lowercase. Yeah, you can go onto the website and that's, and like I say, that's just as good as an investment, you know, a pre-order, because that gives me something to take to the manufacturer to get those, or get them to retool their shop in order for them. Because like I said, and plus two, I didn't say I got my own dies
Wow.
that make my molds, you know, that's sitting over there ready to go to work, and I can make 1,000,000 ladders off of those dies before I need to replace them.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And that's
And
big.
so
That's big, right? I mean, having
right,
your own
right,
dies is huge.
right. Yeah, like I said, you know, we figured it all out, ladies and gentlemen. We've got it. Like I say, the bottom line of it is, if I knew that I, you know, like I said, if I had the money, you know, what I mean, I would go ahead. Like it's ready. It's ready to go. Like I said, this is bigger than me. This is something that is, like I say, this thing here is going to, uh, once the monies are realized, that is going to change a lot of people's lives as far as financial. Like I say, you know, all you gotta do is think about it. And everybody on this is everybody's educated too, because they're investors. They already know that if they would have got in on some of these companies that are already rolling out the, you know, the Googles, the Alphabets, and the Microsofts and all the stuff like that at these stages of the game, and being like I say, they would be well off. But like I say, every, and this is a stat that, this ain't mine. This is what the stat says out there. Every household has at least 2 to 3 ladders in their
These
house.
two. I agree. Yeah.
And now you go back to say, how many of those are everyday users, or that you would use every day, but they still have them.
Yep.
But this is one that you're going to be able to put right off to the side, you know what I mean? Because, like I say, you know, in these nice homes or whatever the case may be, your nice rides. But right, and then another thing I would say, because I've talked to a lot of people, like I say, yeah, conversations just keep coming back to me, is that, you know, these people, you know, that got these big RVs. Like I said, I talked to some people in the NASCAR business. Go out there and see how many RVs are at any given weekend at one of those events.
The tons, hundreds, thousands. Yeah.
We going out there to show, you know what I mean, if it was nothing but a QR code for them to hit to say that, hey, we got something for you. You know,
Yeah.
we're going to target those markets just like, you know, every other market that we're going to target and stuff like that, because there are 13 million RVs on the roads of the United States alone, right?
Wow.
And they, RVs are all over the world.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that you are,
Big,
this
big
is not an
vehicles is all over the
American,
world.
this is not American market. This is a
No, this is an
global,
international market we're talking
this is
about. I'm just giving you
absolutely
the safe
global.
numbers that they
Yeah.
would give me, that, you know, because like I say, you got to buy a book or to get all the real stats. And they want you to pay $4,000 or $5,000 for a book to give you some numbers that I don't really need, because I can figure it out. I see.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a day that I don't sit on my porch that I don't see somebody with a ladder on top of their on their ride, you know, going to do something somewhere in a
Right.
car, in a pickup truck, on a van, inside, you know, their commercial vehicles,
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff like that. And then we're talking about us, where we need them at.
Yeah, I've
So
never, it's interesting because we have these conversations often, and I always think about the marketing and how are they going to market that? And this is the first time that question doesn't pop into my head, because the market is there. There are literally, you just have to be able to show this and
that's
say
it.
it's available, and
It's going to
people
sell
will
itself.
come to you. Like it is that kind of a product.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very unique in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because it truly does sell itself. I mean, we all
Yeah.
want one. We just saw it,
Yeah.
for many
Mm-hmm.
for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Bonnie said, will the ladder be made manually when it goes into its initial production?
No, we got automation now. I got, you know, a plant in Bangalore, India, that's in the southern part of India. Bangalore is like the Silicon Valley of India. Um, and like I said, I got a manufacturer there that that's ready to go automated. You know, I had my prototypes made manually, you know, and like I said, I was going to set up my own manufacturing plant to do a manual because I could produce 1,200 a month. You know, have me some, you know, young, you know, men and women in the plant working for about 10 hours a day to produce me so many every day. Whereas at the end of the month, I could have 1,200 ladders made, you know, handmade. I was, you know, found out how much equipment I was going to need to go automate it. And I could make over 12, you know, 12 to 14,000 ladders a month, going automation, with me having one of each machine that I needed. So, but the company that I use now is going to use, is ready to rock and roll whenever I, you know, get the numbers. They're going to be, it's going to be automated, to answer your question.
That's very good. Bernard says, don't worry, I'm in and I see the expansion and growth is possible as well as licensing.
Oh yeah,
Rudolph
like I
has
said, I've had several licensing, like I said, agreements.
offers.
Yeah, I've had offers, and like I said, that is, you know, that's real. That's real. Like I said, that's what I went up to Rockaway to talk with the gentleman about. You know, he wanted to buy out. He brought his checkbook to the table to buy me out, and then and after I told him no, because I went over my spiel and my numbers and everything like that. He's okay. Let's do a licensing. Let's do an exclusive licensing agreement for 10 years. You know what I mean? And he said, and he told me again. I'm telling you how arrogant these guys is because they got money and they got the positioning and the power in this space because they know what it takes. He told me, he said, I wouldn't even get involved with this product, man, if I knew if I was going to sell 500,000 of these the first year. But he was only going to give me $5 million.
So he
And he was
knew
going to, and
he
he was just
already
talking about just the 8-footer alone at the
right.
price point that he had it. He was going to make $75 million.
He already knew what he was, he already had estimated and still only was willing to offer you 5.
He was going to give me the crumbs off the table because he said, you ain't going to be able to do it by yourself.
Man.
You're not going to be able to pull this off. So this is the game that I'm in. These are the people that I'm around. But like I say, we can make them eat crow. We can make them sit back and say, there he is, there they are. And then they're going to see who's going to be making the money from it. That's going to most important to me. I want to, like I say, I want everybody to invest, but I want me and mine to invest for sure because I want to reap the benefits like everybody else.
Right.
You know, and everybody needs more. So
yeah, this is absolute. I mean, an amazing opportunity, first of all. So thank you for bringing it to this community, especially, but even to
this is
the
my first
investment crowdfunding community for allowing it to be an option there. I mean, but we got work to do, right? I mean, people have to understand that this is important, right? If not for the arrogance they have alone to show them a lesson, right? Like that, you know, I typically am not it's the point, it's the principle kind of girl, but in this situation, I'm like, like we need to show them for sure. Like, I think about the quick math in my head, you know, 200 of us putting in $5,000. That's a big deal. This is an equity stake, right? And so it's a big deal when you think about all of the things we just said, where this company can go, and thinking about what that does mean to our generations, right? It's so much to think about. And obviously, you know, to the community, you have to do your due diligence and decide what's right for your portfolio, right? I am not a financial advisor. I do not play one when we do these Bet on Black pitches. I am an investor just like you, thinking through my investment strategy, oftentimes in real time here with you. And so, but it's definitely a lot to think about, right?
Oh yeah.
When you think about the long-term potential of something that touches so many industries and has so many uses.
Oh yeah,
Rudolph says, congrats on your development. So this is a family and friends round. Yes, with the hopes of going to a Series A through C, mezzanine, and then IPO. So I guess Rudolph is wanting to know, you know, really what is the strategy for raising capital? I mean, are you thinking one day this would be a public company?
It could very well be. Like I say, Werner is a public company, and that sales drives that. You know, sales drive who goes out to do the IPO and who don't. Like I said, because every outside of the little small company of that I mentioned before, Coors, all those other ladder makers are public companies. or they probably held, or you know what I mean, like I said, their advantage is there too. You know, but those options are there, and money drives those machines. So we are looking at all our options moving forward. Like I said, we are a young company. You know, like I said, this is my first, like I say, with crowdfunding. You know, I knew about the Jobs Act and stuff like that, but I was being courted by these DRTV people.
Right.
And you know, and I thought that, you know, this was gonna be out of my hands before, you know, oh, they're
Right.
gonna take this and run, you know, I'm gonna be good. Yeah, yeah. But when I started, and this is a story, and I told to Tawana about it quickly. Before I went up to Rockaway, New Jersey, about 2 months before I went to Rockaway, New Jersey, I found an article online about the 10K project. And I did check out, man, this would be the ideal thing, what I've been looking for years, for me and my people to have something that we can call our own, and we can make it and build it out so that everybody going to use it. You know, it's almost, I don't know how many people know this artist called Bilal,
Mhm.
but he said, you know, I want to be like Moses, go to the ghetto and free my people so we can live a better life.
Mm.
And I'm just one of those Moses.
Yeah.
And all the founders that are gonna been up here are the other ones, female and male alike. And like I say, but this, my speaking, I know everybody else because I invested in several companies on this platform, and I invested as much as $10,000 in a couple, and I don't invest no less than 1,000 because I want to make sure, like I say, I hedge my bet. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if it was proper for me to tell you what I've done, but like this is what I've done. This is who I am.
Right.
Because just like me, just like them, they are me.
Yeah.
And when I saw something and I see something I feel that got a great chance of making it, I want to make sure when they go, that when they look at my shares, the share, when I look at my shares or my kids look at my shares, they're gonna be all right.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to get some fun out of it. I do. I do. I want to live off of it and be able to enjoy as much as I can. But God got my story already written. And I don't know what my day is. But whenever my day comes, I'm gonna cross my arms to be satisfied with what I've done for me and mine. Because I know these companies are making plays and they're gonna be here for a minute. And like I said, so like I said, it's bigger than me. And like I said, I got to plant a seed and I got to plant, you know, and I want to see those plants grow and I want to reap some of the harvest off of them. But if I can just get them to grow and I can get my kids and my family and whoever else, my friends and all you guys or whatever, to start tending the crop after, I'm happy. I've done my
Yeah.
job.
Yes, game on.
Yeah.
Eddie said, "Hey again, Larry, and thanks for us being first."
Oh,
Smile. Have you thought about or do you have in the works an affiliate program for the us's and would you love and for the us's who would love to help the world get over the top, pun intended.
hmm. No, what do you mean by I'm kind of
So
what?
I guess he means like, do you have an affiliate program? If someone recommends or refers, um, do you mean Eddie to the campaign or do you mean to because
Do
or
he
do you
mean it
mean
like
to
say
the
if somebody
latter, to
show
the
me
product
somebody,
itself?
if he
Yeah.
exposed somebody to me that got the means
Yeah.
and stuff like that, brother, I can't have it all. I want to share it. I got more. I like the number of shares I got in the company. You know what I mean? If the price is right, yeah, I want. Like I said, I want to help as many people. Like I said, if you help me, I'm definitely gonna help you. Like I said, you know, off the board, on the board, whatever. Like I said, I can sign papers. That's why, you know, that's why I own my company. I don't owe anybody. I've been able to get this here. I can spend a few $100,000 on, you know, get this thing here, and I'm here. And like I said, you know, I'd rather have 50% of something than 100% of nothing, brother. So everything's on the table for, like I said, if it's right, if like I said, if someone come and say that, you know, man, I got this, sure, I'm willing to give up a little bit more than what's being said here. You
Mhm.
know, it's the right thing to do. My thing is, I'm looking for capital. If I can get it from one person or 1,000, naturally, I want to make sure that everybody's taken care of. But that one person that come and change the game for all of us. Oh, when you see me the next time, He'll be sitting right there, or she be sitting right there beside me.
Right,
When
right.
we did what you just said, because that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Um, and those opportunities are there. Yeah. Like I said, I would love to get, like I said, I've heard in the past, people mention some of these people that got the deep pockets and got the, and got the connections, you know what I mean? I've been trying to get at them too, but like I said, they got too many layers between. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You send the information in and they never get it, from it, from Robert Smith, to Robert Johnson, to his wife, Sheila, just for people around here in this area, Shaq, LeBron. I've sent stuff to all of them, trying to get somebody to get something in from front of somebody's face to say, man, all I need is your voice to go and say to
Right.
GM that, I could take LeBron when Kobe was here, whatever. I could take one of those guys and go to GM and say, man, look, we want to do this. And those people will fall backwards. I walk in the
Right.
door, they
You
say,
wouldn't even have to walk them in the door. I mean, you could have a picture of them standing on the ladder and
exactly,
people would go
exactly,
crazy over it. They wouldn't
exactly,
even need to do anything other than that.
exactly. And
Yeah.
another little tidbit, and I'm not going to go over, but this kid, Rick Ross, everybody
Mhm.
knows he's a rapper and stuff like that. Atlanta, he has a car show uh, for the last 3 years. This is his third year he's having one, and he's going to have another one in June that I plan on to attend. But the networking and the connection that can come from that, if I were able to do it, he's a businessman. You know what I mean? He's in a lot of different businesses. You know what I mean? And the people that he could bring along with him. This is just one example. I'm just saying there are many. But if anybody on this call right now got a cousin that know a cousin, that know a brother, that know a sister, like I say, we can have that conversation. It's open forum. This thing, like I said, we don't have to be structured. We don't like to. All we need is this money. And we going to sit back, and we can sit back at a picnic that we can all fly everybody in, or whatever the case may be, and sit here and laugh and talk and tell jokes, whatever the case be, about what we were talking about tonight and what we've done. Look at what we've done
Yeah.
on our own
Absolutely.
island.
And I see, guys, I see your comments on who to connect Larry to. Consider it all done, right? These are great opportunities, right? The L'Esprit Cruises guy, the Park Street Homes,
Right,
Kevin from Park Street
right,
Homes. And Larry's part of the community, so he saw all of
right.
these
I've
same
seen them.
pictures,
Right,
right?
like I
He's
say,
seen all of these.
we can
Um,
all use each other. Right, right,
right, Track Flow, like all of them. But he's got to get it, he's got to have the product, right?
right. We got to get the product to
You
the
got to get the
market,
product.
and
So
like I
yeah,
say,
all
like
of
I
those
said, yeah,
people can use it in their industry and
yeah,
can market it and do all of those things, but he's got to get it made.
yeah, yeah.
And that's where we are. So Rudolph says, great mission. Be nice to create. It would be nice to create a nice, a Black owned manufacturing facility to build the product in. That
That's what we're
would be
able to do
wonderful.
right now. And if I get the money, and it, like I say, it's not that expensive. The real estate that I chose and the equipment I need, like I said, I could do that right there in India today. They're waiting for me. Like I said, like I say, I would love to have it here on U.S. Dirt. You know what I
Right,
mean? But
right.
they make it too difficult,
Yeah.
and then they try to sabotage you at every turn. It's just like it's crazy the way this country is getting. And that's a story for another time. Because you would think that people would want to help you when you see something that can be so useful to society for people. Knowing how many people die on ladders a year, how many people get injured on ladders a year, how many go to the emergency room. Over 500 to 700,000 people a year get injured on ladders. And like I say, 97% of those people are at their home. And this product here is that changer.
Yeah. I mean, we saw one of your pictures, the way
Mm-hmm.
they were doing the work on whatever that was, the house, and the way he was twisted and turning. And I
Yeah.
admitted to you myself when
Mm-hmm.
when I stand on the top step of that ladder, trying to get
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
the top cabinet,
Right.
it's not wise, right? And
Right.
I
Because
never
if
do
you
I
yeah.
never do it in the room by myself because I know
Right.
it's not wise.
Right.
But I believe that a lot of
Yeah.
danger, but
Yeah.
with the right product,
But
that
you're right.
completely goes away. I mean, the risk goes away.
A lot of your fears, a lot of that stress, a lot of that maneuvering, all that stuff goes away with this product here.
So
But like I say,
we
you
saw
see
you
that.
standing on it. I mean, even the way
Right.
you were standing was with
Right.
confidence. Like
Right.
that was just
Right.
kind of like, whoa.
Yeah. Like I say, and like I say, the women love it. Like I said, I had my mom when my mom's 86 years old. And I
Mm.
had as mom, I said, get up here. I'm gonna hold you by your hands up like, go up here and look at them glasses you ain't seen in years in your cabinet. You know, she had to swipe at me before she got on up there. Yeah, but she got up there and she saw the difference. My aunt.
That would have
You
been
know
a
what I mean?
picture for the brochure. I got mom's up there.
Yeah. Like I said, you know,
Wow.
she's having a little trouble with her feet now, but you know what I mean? We might do
Patrice
one to try to
said,
hoist her up there.
yeah,
Yeah.
Patrice said, I don't know about patents. How are you applying for international patents? Does the US patent give any international protection? What's the top, well, excuse me, what's to stop someone in India or China or wherever from making a knockoff version?
Well, that's something like say most countries that's friendly with the United States kind of respect patents that's given from the United States, but still, with a product like this that's so useful, and everybody they know about this product from Australia to China to India to anywhere else you want to. They because I've gotten calls. My son prematurely put me out on Instagram a few years back, and I started getting responses from people all the way from those countries. And like say, when I went to, I was down in Miami a couple of years ago for a group of investors, stuff like that. They all seen it. They was from all over the world. They know it's out here. They got my brochure in their hand. They got the picture. You know what I mean? So, and then like I say, I've sent my masters to people that were saying, with NDAs, what I mean, you got to do NDAs with everybody, then like I said, and there's other layers that you can put on that, what I mean, but still, it's only a matter of time. And we know how China does, what I mean? That's why I stay out of China, until we've gotten that protection and ironclad protection. You know what I mean? And be able to have the legal team behind me to be able to go after these people when it happens.
Right.
So those things are important. That's when I said, when I build up my team, I need a forensic accountant. I need a lawyer. Another, like I said, I wish I had a sister or a brother or somebody that knew this international law, these patent laws, stuff like that. But I got this Indian sister that met on LinkedIn that is a beast on the laws and protections of, and she's ready to go, but she
Nice.
costs money.
Nice. Right.
She costs money. My
Expertise with
my
it.
patent attorney, he costs money. Like say he handled anything that come across my desk that people want to do a deal, a licensing agreement, license agreements that I've received and things like that. I send them to my patent attorney because I don't have a licensing patent attorney, a licensing attorney, to look over because uh, his rate is $600 an hour. Those guys go up and they can sit there and play with that paper for 4, 5, 10 hours. You know what I mean? And like I said, and we'll be here and like I said, I probably be divorced by now. And I've been in too long to lose like that.
To lose like that. I know that's right.
But yeah, but everything boils right back around to that almighty dollar
The money. To the
to
money.
get us lined up properly, give us these protections, put on these layers. So when we march out here and they see us coming, they're gonna split like the Red Sea
Yeah.
because they know they can't touch us. But like I say, but when long as they say, you got money problem and stuff like that, you're vulnerable. And I'm vulnerable because now the world do know. Because everybody, like I said, another thing, and I'm gonna hold over this long. I was right before pandemic again. I was in negotiation with Ghana.
Mm.
They were looking to expand into business, and they big on the diaspora.
Right.
You know what I mean? I had this brother over there that was, contacting me, courted me, and told me that, hey, man, we can do this for you. We can do that for you. We want you to build a plant here in Africa. We want you to put these people here to work in Africa. I said, great. He said, I'm going to lay up out everything. Pandemic hit. All these conversations, I can go back and have it again.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like I say, when I get there, when I talk to these people, they got to know that I'm standing on my own 2 feet in the sense so they can't sit here and say, well, in order for us to get involved with you, you got to give us this, you got to give us that, you got to give us this. Instead of me going in there controlling the conversation.
Yeah.
I can go in and control the conversation by going in and let them know that, I'm set for this, we set, I mean, all I need, you tell me what you got for us and how we can benefit yourself, why we can benefit coming here, how you can benefit us. What I mean? Because they'll be able to tell. I'll be standing straight up with my head up, not with
Always.
my hand out, my head down.
Right.
So, yeah.
You've got a couple more questions, Larry. Kenneth
All
said,
right.
where are you located?
I'm right here in Southern Maryland,
And Rudolph
Clinton,
says,
Maryland.
so,
I'm sorry.
Rudolph was just saying, or earlier you were talking about how you came across the 10K project. So Rudolph was saying, likewise, he accidentally came upon us as well, but he loved the idea and he shared the information with his network and that we need this. Thank you so very much, sir. I'm glad
Thank you.
we have been able to be of service to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Any more questions for Larry? Talisha, do we have any questions in Facebook?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to give my final statements while you guys put your final questions in, and then I'll turn it over to Larry. For me, this is easy, right? Share the heck out of this campaign link like we always ask you to do, right? Please, please, please. With this one, I want you to take it a step further too, right? I want people to see Larry's website because there's some really good imagery and videos. Like I want them to see that, right? Because it's some of those pictures that kind of make you go, oh, like, and I want people to be able to see that. So share the website, share the campaign page, tell people about it, right? Consider adding this into your portfolio. Do your due diligence. I am going to say, if you add it to your portfolio, consider adding it to your portfolio for more than the minimum, right? So if you decide you want to add this to your portfolio, I also ask that you give yourself a stretch goal with this one. Because Larry's waited a really long time to bring this to fruition, right?
Yep.
And for so long, what is a lot of money to many of us is a little bit of money in the industry that he is a part of, right? And it goes back to this. I still just like go back to the man that said, I'd have stole this from you if you didn't have the second patent, and I'll give you $5 million for this whole thing. Give me all your patents, give me everything for $5 million, knowing he could easily make $75 million year one. And so I go back to that thinking the nerve of them, right? And how can we, the community, show them that they need to stop messing with us, right? And they need to stop messing with our people this way. And they need to stop taking advantage of our founders in the way they take advantage of our founders. Like I'm angry about that comment.
Yeah.
But that comment also empowers me to know that what we're doing here matters, right? So that we can shut down that level of arrogance. And we can't do it alone. We have to do it together. That's why we're here together doing it.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to add this to your portfolio, I ask that you think about all of those things, and think about all the industries you've heard people say, this would be great for this would be great for that, and all of the uses. And think about some of those pictures. I'm a very visual person. So thinking about the pictures Larry showed us, and it's just kind of like, that's a no-brainer, right? Like I wouldn't have been in the luggage bin like sis was in the luggage bin. Like we need the ladder so you ain't got to be in the luggage bin like that.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. We need to make this happen for Over the Top Ladder. It is amazing innovation. It is an amazing invention. And I hope you are as proud of yourself, sir, as we are of you, because this is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I'm so appreciative, of the time and the attention. And like I said, on the website, on the first screen, you will see there's a little short video about 3 minutes saying how we're different. Just click on that, and you can start seeing some other, so a couple of other testimonies of people. And just look at it like this. If I sold 3 million of the 8-footer, and I sold 2 million of the 14-footer, And we haven't even gotten into the other heights yet. We're just talking about those two models. 3 million of the 8-footer, 2 million of the 14-footer at the price points that we have. That's $1 billion. That's a unicorn. And we haven't even touched the market yet. I already just told you, just off the RVs alone, there's 13 million of those on the road, 13 point something on the roads of United States alone. Everybody, I can see a guy fall off a 14-foot ladder or maybe higher, A-frame ladder, while I was riding down the road cleaning his RV. The ladder was going one way, he was going another. They want it. I know they want it, and people are looking for it. So I'm saying that this is endless. Like I said, anywhere ladders, just think about it yourself. Think about anyone else that has that uses it. Everybody, like I said, every household got 2 or 3 ladders in it. Now think about a ladder that somebody gonna actually and really can use to feel better and safer on it. And one thing I do know, I don't care what color you are, you're always looking for a better way to get done what you need to get done.
Sure.
And another thing that I've talked to another one of my light-skinned cousins that was in the NASCAR business, stuff like that. He said one thing that we all have in common is green.
Yeah.
He said so. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, I think about the due diligence process. And I think about all those questions that I ask myself when I'm doing my own due diligence, right? Outside of looking at the company's business proposal. I ask myself questions like, what problem does this solve? Right? I ask myself questions like, who's the target audience? Is it a global market or is this a local problem that is solving, right? Does it solve a problem for this many people or does it solve a problem for this many people, right? That matters, right?
Right.
As an investor, there's the questions that I ask myself.
Right.
I obviously ask myself, is it a proven industry or is this a niche market, right? I ask myself questions like, who are the competitors, right? Are they solid competitors? Do they have specific products that compete with whatever this is, right? I ask myself about the technology in this situation, the engineering associated with the product. Is it solid, right? Is it a solid product, right? Or could somebody else come behind it and make something 10 times better, right? With a little more money, right? I ask myself questions like, did the founder protect it? Are there patents, trademarks, copyrights, all the things that you need to protect whatever the thing is, right?
Yeah.
I ask myself that question.
Yeah.
Considering doing my due diligence. I ask myself, does the founder have staying power, right? Because you get weary as a founder. Trust me, this has been a weary week and it's already Tuesday, right? For me. And so you get weary as a founder, right? Does the founder have staying power? Do they believe in this product enough to put their own money in and to spend years trying to make it work? You check all of this is me, I'm telling you my due diligence process, right? Me, not anybody else's. You check all of those boxes for me, right? You do all of those things. This product does all of those things for me. What I challenge people with is create your own due diligence checklist. Don't just create it for this campaign, create it for all the campaigns.
Right.
And use that as your gauge for what fits in your portfolio, because your risks are different than my risk. Your desires are different than my desires, right? Your goals for building wealth is different than mine. All of those things. So we're different. So that's why here we make individual decisions. That's why I don't say, everybody go out and invest in Larry. Everybody go out and invest in Sally. I never do that, right? First of all, it's illegal. And secondly, because it's not my place to tell you what to invest in. My place is to bring amazing deal flow to you for you to decide on. But you have to have that guideline on what you follow, right? So that you can invest wisely. That's part of the education of what we do, and invest wisely and responsibly. But for me and my guidelines, I'm trying to poke holes in it, right? I'm trying to say, well, what box doesn't it check? And I'm sitting here and I can't come up with anything yet, right? And so I can't help just saying again, well done. Well done. I know it's been a long time. I know you've been working with this for a long time.
And I'm no ways tired. Like I said, I'm going to do this until my dying breath, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I wanted to just like be like that quarterback. I want to be able to hand it off to someone when the time comes. But I wanted to be somebody that got our interests at hand. And I know they are out there. I know we are out here, and that and I know it sounds kind of cliches, but we can do this. And we don't, like I say, we shouldn't need to have to go to somebody else to borrow no money when we can finance ourselves. Like I say, I look at all this stuff now, I look at everything, people say, man, it's $100. That's, man, you just went out there and spent $200 at a restaurant that you didn't even like the food.
Wasn't even good. I
And you
did it the
and
other
you're
day,
not gonna get any, you're not gonna get no
$172 and
return on that, no potential of a return.
no potential, $172.35, and I did not like one bite of it. Not one bite.
Yeah. Like I say, you go, air flight, like the hotel, you know what I mean? Unless you fight tooth and nail, you might get a day off of that bill, but you ain't getting that money back. And you wasted, it's wasted, it's gone. Like saying it has no, and my thing is like say, where are you spending your money at that you're getting any return from? Or you have the potential of getting you any return from.
Right.
So, and then like you say, like all of us are getting a day older every day. And we know what we're doing for our parents and what, we're doing for relatives and stuff like that. And everything comes down to, and how many times can you take out of your pocket when your time is coming to be in them same spots?
Yeah.
And like I said, these are the things we have to plan for. And like I say, within 2 years, if we do this right, if we do this thing right, in 2 years, a lot of those questions are going to be answered.
We answered. Yeah.
And
Just
and
got
and
to
you
get
can
this
look
thing
back
registered.
and you go, like I said, you're gonna say, like that's like a couple of companies I'm invested in off this platform. They coming.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
said, and I feel the same way. If we do this with this is going to be one of them. And like I say, and like I just gave you the numbers, you know what I mean? It don't take much in this to be a unicorn. And then, like I say, with the new technology that we're working on, that no ladder, freestanding ladder has, uh, it's going to blow them out the box.
Mm, mm, mm.
It's just going to make us that much more, like I say, that much more intimidating. That much more, they're going to fear us to know that they might not even have enough money to buy us out.
Right.
And I'm saying that this is about 2 years away if we do this right.
Yeah, this is
So,
wonderful. The final comment in the question section is from Anonymous. And
mhm.
Anonymous says, my husband fell clearing leaves out of the gutter on a 12 to 14-foot ladder. He tore his right rotator cuff and left Achilles tendon. I believe he could have benefited from this ladder.
You just told my story. In 2017, I was on an 8-frame ladder. I ripped up my whole shoulder rotator cuffs, my bicep muscle separated.
Mm.
I was down for over a year and a half recuperating, but I got with surgery with a great sports surgeon and me working diligently. I show you that I got the people that got they're amazed at how much range of motion I got with this arm. For I shredded my whole arm. I was hanging Christmas lights on a tree.
Mm.
That 8-frame ladder went that way. I went that way, and I was less than 10 feet off the ground. And I went on my shoulder, and I went straight to the emergency room. They gave me so much fentanyl, opiate, whatever the other opioids they give you to try to numb the pain. Nothing touched it because all that stuff was separated and it wasn't touching none of that pain. But like I say, but I got it all back. It was from a ladder fall. I was at home hanging Christmas lights on a small tree outside of my house. And I know that story is real. That story is real. And like I say, with a couple more inches with my head or my shoulder, if I would have, thought quickly, it would have been my neck instead of my
Mm-hmm.
shoulder.
Mm.
And this is real for a lot of people. There was
Wow.
like 374 people or somewhere in that neighborhood last year that came up a ladder about that same distance in it. Can't tell their story today because they're gone.
My
So
goodness.
this is real. Like I said, and the values of this ladder or what it's going to do. Like I said, That's why I've been going back in. Like I said, I could have stopped at the first model and say, hey, let's throw it out there. You know what I mean? But each time I was improving, and like I went back in 3 to 4 times. Like I said, this what came up with this one here. Like say the aeronomical fix of it. You know what I mean? Have created, like I say, you can see the pictures. It speaks for itself. And like I said, and we even working on even more safety features as we move forward, because the product that's going to come to market, the market ready product, is going to be better than this,
Better than that.
because we've seen things that we can improve or even upon this.
Right.
They're going to make it even a bigger game changer. So, and then with the technology that we're working on, once I'm getting ready to go and see my patent attorney within the next few weeks and talk to him about this new stuff that I've seen, that I know that is going to be something for him. The weight capacity, I'm in the grade. We can hold up to. Well, we're at 250 pounds. My ladder can hold 250 pounds. That's what it's been registered for. But I've had people on that ladder over 300 pounds. I've had it weight. You see on one of the videos on a clip that I got, it being tested. While they was testing, they put 400 pounds of weight on that ladder, and that ladder didn't move.
Didn't even budge.
Didn't budge.
Wow.
So, like I say, we exceeded ANSI and OSHA standards. When I said that, because I knew that, I said, man, when I found out, I said, man, I'm the only brother in this game. We got to be better. We always look at that certain thing where whatever we build, we got to build it better. We got to be better. We got this. I said, man, I wanted to exceed the ANSI and OSHA standards, so there won't be no questions when we start going out here and start having these conversations. And that was out of the gate. Even the first model that we had, like I said, that was the one that I showed the guy that told me he was going to steal my patents. My first model was better than the one that he's selling in Sherwin-Williams, and he's making $25 million a year off of that ladder just in Sherwin-Williams. That's what he was making at that time. And he only got one contract, selling it in one outlet, like I said, with 6,000 stores.
And the first thing he think about making all that money is stealing something from somebody.
That's their nature.
Foolishness.
I hate to say it. You know, and shrewdness comes with these people that think that, you know, like I said, that money can poison you too. Because like I say, that's what creates that arrogance when people don't have any morals. And this is the thing that you run into when you're out there. And then, like I say, they look at you and say that you. Now, this is another story. An engineer, where I was trying to find a mechanical engineer. You know, when I was trying to find somebody to build a prototype for me, this engineer out of Tennessee. You know what I mean? He said, there ain't no way in the world this is your product. There ain't no way in the world you built this. This is, I'm talking about, these are words.
Ain't no way in the whole world you built
right.
this.
Right. I'm just saying, whatever his, you know, this is where his mindset of thinking about
like they have no idea how amazing we are. They
regardless
have
of how dumb they are, they always think they're smarter than you.
That this country is here because of us. Like many of the things they have privilege and take advantage of is because of us.
Yeah. Yeah, audacity, they have no problem.
See, Larry and I get to talking all night, y'all. We're gonna say good night.
Larry
and I see. I knew this was gonna happen. Larry and I can't just talk for an hour. We never do. Don't get us started. We get together and
but like I said, like that, don't add no cocktail in it. We will be. That's why I say that. Look, word of seriousness, 2 years from now, if we do this thing right, we can all be sitting around whatever campfire, whatever place that we go to, like one of these brothers that got the campsite there in Texas. We can all go down there and have a time like no other. We might even help build him out, to build him some hot springs down there so that he can add to his thing. You know what I mean? So I'm saying that these possibilities, and then like I say, we're still looking to help other people. You know what I mean? We still looking to, like I said, my first thing and my vision, and I want to get, like I said, we can talk all night. But like I said, my first thing when the money started coming and I can able to, you know, give some out to give people stuff like that. First thing I'm going to do is buy some land, 1,000 acres of land. You know what I mean? So that we can cultivate and farm and provide our own provisions. You know what I mean? To do stuff so and stop giving out people all this poison in this food. Yeah. I got a social conscious thing that I was, you know, that I'm about as well. You know, but like I say, that's another story for another time. But I'm just saying that all the things that we need that we can help provide other people in getting to make us better. Like I say, 'cause most of us stay in food deserts, you know, then like I say, then the stuff that they offer you, it's sending you to the hospital 2 or 3 years later.
Right.
You know what I mean? And stuff like that. You know what I mean? We can cure all these things.
We just
But
got
like
to
I said,
work together to do it. We got to work
we,
together.
we,
So
we, we,
Larry
we,
needs us, right? Please do your due diligence, but more than anything else, you know what I'm going to say? Share, share, share. Share it everywhere. Talk about it. Go to work tomorrow talking about, you know what I just saw? Like the baddest ladder out there. Like talk about it. Tell everybody about it. Share
Mhm.
this link with people. We got to get Larry manufactured.
Yeah.
We
And one
got to get
last thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
Go ahead, sir.
Is that we got to challenge our family
Mm,
to come up and make a conscious decision to invest with you, to rally around, because they're going to be asking you for money at some point, somewhere down the road. If they went, and we got to convince, like I said, I sick my mama on my family, and they now starting to come around. They are starting to invest. You know what I mean? Like I said, I told them, I said, I don't care if it's $100, $200, $1,000, whatever, but put something in. You know what I mean? Like I said, to support and to make something happen. And then, like I say, collectively, if you got 1,000 or a few thousand, then you say you're at 63 cents a share. You know what I mean? If this thing start rising up in share costs and stuff like that, start counting your money. And it's all about how much you put in. Like I said, I put in $10,000 in a couple of these companies on this platform, and now I look at the shares that I own in it, and I can see where it can change to this point. And then by the time Christmas come, if they be up under the Christmas tree, you know what I mean, we gonna be fine. So, and that's gonna help me finance if I don't get it some other way. But I'm looking for this right here for us to go and challenge our families to get involved in something that's going to possibly give them a return, and then start seeing it. Because like I say, everybody uses a ladder at some point in time or need one. And then, like I say, to be invested in one and something that can create income for your family. You know what I mean? It could be a pool of money that everybody draw from that's involved when they need something, when they need that little bit of money that they ask you for, and they don't plan on giving it back. They can go to that pool of money that's been created out from an investment and say, hey, well, you invested, so you can get some. So let's
that's
go.
a wonderful final word. Bring the family along,
Let's
guys.
go.
Bring them along. All
Yeah.
right. With that said, thank you guys for hanging out with us again this week. I am forever grateful of the support that you guys provide to us here at the 10K Project, and to all of the amazing founders that we bring before you. Continue doing the great work. We are nothing without you, the community. So thank you guys so much. Larry, you got this, brother.
And
You got this.
Tawana and guys, I know Tawana says you got to get them views and stuff like that, but their words can't even describe to me what this woman has done or doing and will continue to do for us as a people. And what she's doing, I really, really, really think that the measure is you see this hand, it's there. And words won't give it justice about what she's really doing and what I care and feel about what she's doing, because this is tremendous to try to bring us together enough to make us think about what we can do if we do it. And that's my applaud for her and her company and her staff and all you that's on this call now and beyond. And I just wish everybody well, and God bless all of you. And let's make this happen. You know, it's real.
All right, guys. Peace and blessings.
Peace
Have
and
a
blessings.
wonderful week on purpose.
Don't say nothing else, Rwanda. We'll be another hour.
I know. Good
And
night,
don't, and
Terry.
don't let me say nothing else. Go, I'll be another hour. Take care. Love
Terry,
all
I
of
said
you.
good
Take care.
night.
Talk to you soon. And thank you for all that you
Okay.
do.
Bye-bye,
Good night. Good night.